Good morning and good afternoon, kaboomers worldwide out there in the foxholes of the blockchain battlefield trenches. It's Champagne Crypto, your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, the voice of the blockchain here, cryptography's finest. Guys, today we're talking about Samsung crypto wallets. It looks like they're gonna maybe implementing crypto wallets in their new phones. And also we're going to be talking about proof of work, why proof of work is valuable for blockchains and more. But first, let me shout out everybody out there booming: Dr. Niaro, Mike Measy, Toronto Crypto, Cliff Martin, and the rest of the kaboomers that are entering the population of the chat box right now during this live broadcast. Indeed, we are live in effect. Proof of work for the win. Indeed, we're going to be talking about that. Not that I don't like proof of stake, and I do think that's innovative, but today we're specifically going to talk about proof of work along with this news about Samsung perhaps implementing a crypto wallet in their new phone out there. It may be good for mass adoption. Shout out to Segwit. Shout out to Marlon Jones and the rest of the boomers. Guys, I need you touching the buttons for me. The like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. I need you buttoning it up right now, staying clean, and shave that long beard as well, guys. Too many people looking like commies out there. I want you guys buttoned up and caressing all the buttons for Champagne, the voice out there. Shout out to Segwit, Robert. Shout out to Marlon Jones. Shout out to Cliff, Dr. Niaro, Mike Measy. Guys, Toronto Crypto. We got Crypto Maniac brothers here in the population of the chat box, here in the foxholes. We're here every single day. If you're not tuned in, do it now. Hit all the buttons and be cognizant that perhaps maybe you won't even get your post notification, so you need to take it upon yourself to bookmark this page and look out for Champagne in the morning out there. Champ was thinking about Litecoin going private, says D-Rock. Maybe a fork would work. Read some articles from a year ago. They've entertained LTC private using ERC Z-Snarks. Okay, yeah. We talked about Litecoin going private yesterday. If you guys are interested in that information, check out yesterday's live stream. It looks like Charlie Lee is doing what he can to do confidential transactions on Litecoin. I don't know if a fork is the solution or not. I'm not the dev, but go ahead and check out that live stream. All the rest of the boomers that haven't tuned in. Shout out to Marlon starting the chat out right with a little love. Indeed. Boom! Marlon, our day one sniper out there, sniping at whatever moves. Our master node boomer out there. Marlon Jones, bulls on the block. Let's start the chat out right with a little love. Get the right master node and you too can tip. Indeed, Marlon has 5 on it. Do you have 5 on it? Do you have 50 on it? 50 cents on it? Do you have $10 on it? All the super chat proceeds go to Baby Champagne Formula Fund. Keep the young champer strong and healthy. Indeed. And if you don't know, and I've repeated this a few times, some of our videos have been deemed not suitable for advertisers. It seems like we may have ruffled a few feathers out there, and we could be in the crosshairs of the sniper scope of the PC police out there. You know how YouTube is getting a little softer than soft Jello pudding snacks, apparently, guys. So make sure that you show love by dropping a little bit here in the bucket, whether it be $1 or $5. If you're a silent lurker, drop a comment, drop a little love here, and support those that support you. Shout out to Marlon once again. Thank you so much, Marlon. Let me drop a little fiat off the sky for Marlon. Guys, make sure you check out his channel. He's doing the best he can to check out and identify those master node boomers that you may be interested in. Focus on that. Thank you, Marlon. Jigger Rome says we're going to start using our phones to pay for everything like China, says Jigger Romes. Hopefully, it seems like that could be a good thing. I don't know. It seems like that is more adopted over there in China, using your phones to pay for things. And, I'm hopeful that maybe there could be more crypto adoptions via using the phone. Now, is that a good thing? I think perhaps so. I'm sure there could be arguments made against it, but looking at this, briefly, I think it could be a good thing, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit more detail today. Cliff Martin says, always enjoy tuning into the Champion crew. Indeed, Cliff Martin, another crypto brother, has stepped in the box. Derek McLean, another brother, has stepped in the box as well. Marlon Jones says, scooped up some very cheap masternode coins from a community of scared bunnies, and now you should hear him crying in the Discord now. the coin in up 20% from what they sold. Okay, so Marlon Jones getting the discounts there on the master nodes, and he is tracking that on his channel. Sorian George says definitely with Samsung, maybe iPhone or BlackBerry. Sorian says definitely not with Samsung, maybe iPhone or BlackBerry. Okay, that's interesting. Usually you see people trash talk the iPhone. Haven't heard much about the BlackBerry, and let us know why you're not with Samsung. That's interesting to know. Lucian says, hey, champ, shout out to Lucian. CryptoZilla out there in Tokyo says, I think it's okay for quick payments, but wouldn't trust my bags on a mobile device. Okay, good point. Good point. We'll be talking about that. Someone brought up some security concerns in the article concerning the Samsung crypto wallet that we're going to be going over today. Queen's Races is here. Kaboom, another crypto brother here says, good morning, champ. So I'm hearing Fidelity is going to launch in March. What do you think about helping the Bitcoin price? Listen, I'm glad, that there's going to perhaps maybe be more demand with Bitcoin, and one would expect the price to go up if, the demand increases. But, historically we've seen when big banks come into the game that the opposite could happen. So I'm prepared for everything. So, let's see what happens. Eventually, we're going to see some adoption, and I guess this would be a good thing. But, I don't want to get too excited. Out there. Fidelity getting into Bitcoin will help me with my retirement, says Cliff Martin. There you go. Raji Raj is my guy. Shout out to Raji. Marlon loves his Samsung. He has a Samsung TV PC phone. Hell, I'd take Samsung arms and legs if they sold them. Yeah, me personally, I'd rather rock with a Samsung and, the Androids than iPhone and Apple. I was on the Apple train way back before most people was on the Mac and Apple train, before even the iPhone existed. And, ever since then, every year that passed by, especially after Steve Jobs is no longer on the train, I'm no longer attracted to Apple. And personally, I'm not buying Apple products. I think they're overpriced if you ask me. Shout out to Marlon, Raji Raj, Cliff Martin, Queen's Races, Lucian, Sorian, Derek, and the rest of the boomers out there. Kabooming on this Wednesday. Champagne Crypto just came back from the gym doing PRs on the deadlifts today. I moved over to the Mad Cow strength training program after I did months on the strong lifts, and we've been discussing that during our live streams on Fridays on general self-improvement. Guys, tune into that as well. Steve Jobs sold the top like Charlie Lee. Boom! You got a point out there. I like that. I like that. Indeed, you're maybe right. It looks like Steve Jobs sold the top like Charlie did with Litecoin. Derek McLean loves his Mac, but yes, they're overpriced. Yeah, Mac products, they're looking nice, but I don't think they're providing extra value like they used to at one point. I think that they're overpriced, if you ask me. Close to $1,000 for that new iPhone. I don't see how it is any better than Samsung, and Samsung's a bit overpriced as well. So I'm not, and the fact that they're making it harder to integrate. Well, it's been like that, but it's hard to integrate with other things. And it seems like, if you're holding an iPhone that's old, somehow it becomes outdated quickly. It's like almost like a purpose that they sabotage your operating software in order for you and force you to upgrade. So that doesn't seem like a good thing. Raji Raj says, do you have Twitter? No, I don't. I'm not on Twitter. Champagne Crypto, all those Champagne Cryptos on Twitter and on other social media platforms are fake champagnes. They're not the real deal. They're bootleg champagnes. Don't follow them expecting them to be the voice. Okay, they're not the voice. And Champagne is not on any social media network that will not give us and allow us to monetize for our content. We've been on Twitter, we've been on the book way too long, guys, doing free posts for them, allowing to mine our data, and at the end of the day, they are taking all the profit. Champagne's not involved in that. You can catch me on YouTube, on Steemin, and other social media platforms that allow the content creators to get paid for the content that they create. 1K for a phone is nuts indeed, Derek. I think that it's a scam if you ask me. You can get a Samsung for way cheaper and does basically the same thing. CryptoZilla says he likes his iPad but prefer an Android phone, but not on it much. Indeed, I prefer the Android over the Apple operating system. Queen's Racist says people spend 1K on a phone and don't know how much cryptocurrency they can buy. Indeed, says Queen's Racist. Revolutionist is here. Kaboom. Been to the gym also like a beast. Indeed, Champagne hitting PRs today on the deadlifts, feeling good, feeling really good, stronger than ever, and eating like a crypto 300 warrior out there. After I did so much intermittent fasting and keto, I slimmed down to the weight that I wanted to be on, and now I'm gaining nothing but muscle, and I'm feeling better than ever, like a complete Bitcoin bull out there, pulling weight. I may have to join Revolutionists and start flipping tires out there, behaving like Larry Wheels on the strongman competition. Shout out to him that he won second place this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed. D-Rock says they've all become an ecosystem. Phone, watch, TV. Indeed. Marlon Jones says, thinking about checking out the Siren Labs Finny phone, though I'm attracted to this company. I want an OG crypto phone to take some spotlight in the mobile phone space. Indeed, the Siren Labs Finny phone, and I believe that they are partnering with Cardano as well. If you guys are interested in this Siren Labs Finny phone, which seems to have some sort of security and privacy, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the first crypto phones, or a phone that is directly manufactured for crypto adoption, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure you check out my video, Siren Labs Cardano Champagne Crypto, on the search bar here in YouTube, and it should pop up. Champagne is on steemit.com. Indeed, Sorian. CryptoZilla says, it's a simple thing, but I hate the iPhone iPad doesn't have the navigation back and home button on the bottom screen. Yeah, I'm not fond of the iPhone. I think it's already a meme. Too many normies are on the iPhone train, and that should be reason enough to start paying attention to an alternative frequency, guys. If too many normies and it's become mainstream, then it's already been compromised, and it's not the next wave. Indeed. Marlon Jones talking about the Finny phone could come with a cold storage wallet with the Finny phone AMD Android compatible, from what I hear. I think so. It's been a while since I covered that, but again, if you guys are interested, I did a whole video on that Finny phone that Marlon Jones is describing here in the population of the chat box. I invite you guys to check it out. Thanks once again to Marlon for that super chat, that $5. Do you have 5 on it out there, boomers? Don't be a silent lurker. Don't always show up to bat and show up to the party empty-handed. Don't be one of those guys that show up to the party, always wants to drink and doesn't bring a bottle. Okay, don't be one of those funny bunnies. You're making yourself look bad out there. Impatient Potato says, yo, I see you out there, Potato. D-Rock says, so proof of work. Champ, what's up? Champ, we're going to be talking about proof of work and why it's valuable. I came across a post that described proof of work in a pretty easy metaphor to understand that I wanted to share with the boomers. Stick around. We're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. CryptoZilla says, tires for the U.S. folks. Indeed. Revolutionist says, Cardano has partnered with the Finny phone, which has a built-in cold storage wallet. Yeah, I did mention that just right now. If you guys want to get more into that Finny phone that's partnered with Cardano, I have a whole video covering that phone. Type in Finny Cardano Champagne Crypto. It should come up on the YouTube search results. Sorian says Siri is partnering with Cardano, but still there, I didn't see any good results. I didn't know about that. Siri. So you're talking about Apple Siri and Cardano? I don't know anything about that. I haven't heard about that yet. Queen's Racist says, my account is empty. I'm a broke boomer today. It's all good. Queen's Racist, if you showed more than enough love, Queen's Racist sometimes shows double the love sometimes during these streams and does 2 super chats. So Queen's Racist, you got to pass out here. It's all good out there, Queen's Racist, our crypto brother out there. Queens, I appreciate you always showing love. Thank you so much, Queens. And thank you to everybody that's been showing love there in the super chat as well. When they demonetize us on some of those videos, it's because of the community support that we can continue to spread that good crypto word. Thank you to the boomers, and thank you to Marlon out there for showing love today. Not to throw shade, but Siren has their working product, waiting on Cardano to get their working product out. You're right. We're patiently waiting on Cardano because we expect a boom with Cardano. So hopefully they deliver sooner than later. Let's check out today's mathematics before we talk about the Samsung crypto wallet and finally why proof of work is valuable is what we're talking about today. 29 crypto maniacs in the box. Make sure you button up and hit all those buttons, the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Stay tuned in to the good crypto word that we spread here daily. Shout out to Bobby Howard. I see you, Bobby. Welcome welcome to the population. A major error was discovered with a part of the Bitcoin code which affects 20 other top cryptos. Cardano does not have this error. It is built from the ground up, not using BTC's code. Okay, I haven't heard about that one, Revolutionist, but I do know that Cardano doesn't use Bitcoin's code, and being that Cardano is the first scientifically peer-reviewed blockchain, I wouldn't be surprised if they were not impacted by a bug that was discovered on part of the Bitcoin code. So let's check out today's mathematics over there on CoinMarketCap. Let's see what's really booming here with the math today. Things are a little down. Compared to, it's about the same. We got market cap at $115 billion worldwide on all the crypto bags. We got Bitcoin dominance at 52.8%. It remains about the same for the past few weeks. The price of Bitcoin continues to lose and shed a little bit of weight, but it's maintaining there about 3,500. Bitcoin currently at 34.84, up 0.85% in the past 24 hours. Ripple is having a run up today. It's up 10%. This is the Trojan horse of the bankers. I think it's toxic to crypto. It's the number 2 crypto coin supposedly, but yet it doesn't even behave like a real blockchain. It can't even be mined out there, guys. So there it is, Ripple, and if you want to know the price, it's 31 cents. Ethereum at $108. It's up almost 2.5% today. Ethereum, some say, is dying a slow death. Look at EOS, its competitor, right behind it on the number 4 spot at $2.34. Will EOS be the first coin to dethrone Ethereum as the decentralized application blockchain platform? Let me know. Will EOS be the first coin to dethrone Ethereum? Perhaps, maybe so. Number 4 right now. Bitcoin Cash, number 5 at $117, is up almost 5%. Litecoin, after we discussed yesterday that Litecoin is considering turning into a privacy coin. Charlie Lee is exploring confidential transactions for the Litecoin blockchain. Litecoin has a new logo there, switched over from the silver logo to the blue logo. Let me know how you feel about that. Currently at $31.92. Tron is down today, slightly at 2 cents. Stellar moving down in the rankings after it went up. It was like at like number 7 or 6 at one point. Stellar, Ripple's little cousin, is quiet lately. It's up almost 1.5% today, but losing in its rankings there. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision at number 10 spot at $67. You got Cardano at 3 cents, still struggling to move up, but hasn't lost its position. And you got Binance moving up as well at 622. Binance at 622, one of our coins that we have there on our community portfolio. Monero at $44. IOTA at 26 cents, and then Dash at 69. You got Neo slipping down there. We don't even talk past the top 15 coins usually, but Neo, what once was like a number 10 coin, has been losing at 7 cents there. I like Neo. I have a little bag there, but I haven't heard any new developments from the Neo maniacs out there. Indeed. So let's talk about Samsung and how they may integrate crypto into their wallet out there. Okay, we have Samsung, and this is out of ccn.com. Samsung Pay may integrate crypto on millions of smartphones, starting with the Galaxy S10. What's the realistic impact? So according to the report from the Korea Herald, a mainstream media publication based in South Korea, Samsung Pay could integrate crypto into the Samsung Galaxy S10. This article is linked down below if you'd like to read it in its entirety. So, for some that don't know, Samsung's like one of the, if not the biggest company in South Korea, a huge company out there, and the Koreans apparently use Samsung, and it's Samsung's part of the society out there. I heard there's all kinds of Samsung centers or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never actually been to Korea, so I don't know. So you could see here some tweets and some speculation of how it may look. Samsung Galaxy S10 with a crypto wallet. Here's a screenshot. Allows you to import an existing wallet or create a new wallet. Okay, this is not confirmed yet, but this is being speculated. New reports suggest that Samsung will bring crypto into the ecosystem through Samsung Pay, its flagship digital payments platform. So this competes with Apple Pay. So would this cause Apple to switch gears and start accepting or implement crypto, which would be a cool thing? If if we can get an easy, streamlined approach to using the bits and other cryptos, I think it'd be a good thing. In late 2018, MK reported that Samsung Pay has more than 10 million users in South Korea alone that utilize the app to settle day-to-day payments. With Kakao Pay, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that, Samsung Pay dominates the country's digital payment sector, partly due to $200 million acquisition of LuPay. Okay. Speaking to the Korea Herald, an industry official said the integration of a crypto wallet by Samsung and Samsung Pay could lead to the mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies to the local market. In Korea, the official said the arrival of Samsung phones could start popularization of the cryptocurrency wallet system in Korea. And Joe Snyder at Samsung Insight explains, if a wallet stores the private keys on a normal persistent store, such as a hard disk or a SSD, whether on a standard Windows PC or in a smartphone, a bit of malware can easily get access to them. If those private keys are in the TEE and only accessible via trustlet, there's no possible way the malware can extract the key. So you can already see that people are questioning the security of having your crypto on a mobile device. And I would agree. I think it was CryptoZilla or one of the boomers that questioned the security of having your crypto on a phone. I wouldn't be putting the entire bag on there, but it would be cool to use it, as just like a cash wallet. Maybe have a little bit of crypto on hand there. I wouldn't have it as my main cold wallet, because it could be compromised. Let's say if you create a wallet from scratch on that phone, who knows if that phone is already compromised. We've heard rumors and conspiracies that these phones are all compromised directly from the manufacturer so they could be able to spy on you. I was reading an article yesterday about FaceTime on these iPhones, how they allow people to spy and listen to conversations without people answering the calls, actually. So you may want to check that out. There's a way to listen into someone's iPhone without even answering the calls. If you try to add them to a group before they answer, you could listen to everything. You may want to Google that to learn. Plus, I prefer. I'm kind of gone with the. I'm offbeat here with the chats because I know a bunch of them came through. But Derek McLean says sub to Marlon's channel, and he agrees with Queen's Races. I don't know what Queen's Races said. Queen's Races says gold to 1303 and 1313 today, champ. Yeah, Queens, indeed. You talked about that yesterday. Gold is on the up and up. As global uncertainty increases, people are going to go into store of values that are secure and safe, like gold and silver, and perhaps even Bitcoin. So that's what it is. I'm not keeping crypto on my phone. Hell no. My phone is 1 24/7. Hell no. I agree. I wouldn't keep crypto on my phone either, but I can see how more people will be able to, it could be a good thing if people could use crypto on their phones to, buy a cup of coffee or whatnot. I wouldn't keep, the community portfolio on a iPhone or a Samsung, but maybe $100 or whatnot just to have on hand to buy goods. Derek says I'm sub to Marlon's channel. Okay. Derek says sub to my channel, y'all. Okay, Derek, I'll show that just because you're always here, and I know you're not shilling, but your comment was flagged by YouTube. Usually that's considered spamming, and people will get sniped out the box. But I'll give you a pass out there, Derek, because I know you're not trying to spam. It's all good. Marlon says, boomer alert for you guys that want to trade with a bot. Check out Wolfpack Bot. Never heard of that one. Thanks for letting us know. Cliff Martin says, agree, keep it all on Trezor. Okay. Or keep it on a cold wallet, on a paper wallet, excuse me. You could, get a paper wallet and physically store it in a location, make some copies of that a private key, and, you can literally etch it on a stone, hieroglyphic style, and bury it for what I'm, for all that matters, that could be done as well. Revolutionist says, I use a dataless wallet, but I download it onto my external hard drive, so I cannot access the wallet unless my external hard drive is plugged in, keeping things safe indeed. Shout out to Revolutionist. Marlon Jones got his bonus money yesterday. Now I have 2 Bitcoins in long-term hodl. Shout out to Marlon. Let me drop a Bitcoin. So he's got 2 Bitcoins there. Like I say, in the shoebox or under the mattress out there. Everybody should have at least 1 Bitcoin for the long run that you just store out there. If not for anything, just for collecting purposes. Maybe even though if worst case scenario it goes to nothing, I think Bitcoin will still be a collectible, and that's absolutely worst case that I can't see happening. But it's always a reason to hold the bits, indeed. So let's talk about proof of work, which is something that was being asked right now. Proof of work. How does proof of work inspire trust when the work is just guessing? So I came across this post over here at bitcoin.stackexchange.com. This one is also linked down below. This is a thread where a gentleman is asking this question. I'm going to read a couple excerpts from this thread, and the question and one of the answers that I found had a good metaphor to explain why proof of work is valuable. So this gentleman over here, MRWNT10, asked on January 23rd, I'm struggling to understand the value added by machines guessing at inputs to create a hash below a target value in order to produce a proof of work. I understand the proof of work is somehow supposed to inspire trust in the distributed record of transactions. How? ? Why should someone winning a lottery cause me to have trust in a blockchain? Okay. So this gentleman over here, Chai Trick, he answered, and I think he has a pretty solid answer. I liked his answer and made it pretty easy to understand why proof of work is valuable. But first, let me shout out Bit Papa, morning champion, the boomers. Bit Papa showing love. He's got 5 on it. Boom! Let me throw a sniper rifle for Bit Papa out there. Boom as well. Bit Papa showing love. Dropping 5 on the bucket out there, supporting those that support him. Worldwide crypto brothers are here in the box. I appreciate you, Bit Papa. Thank you so much. This is going to Baby Champs Formula Fund to keep the boomer strong. Guys, you got 5 on it. Drop it here in the bucket and show love. So let me get back to what I was saying here. So this gentleman asked, why proof of work inspires trust. And why should someone have trust in this proof of work? So this gentleman answered, Chai Trick, and he says, forget about proof of work for a second. Let's instead imagine that you have a box and you've placed a lock on it in order to secure its contents. Now, if someone asks you how secure the contents are, then the size and type of lock is fairly important. Tying the box closed with a bit of string isn't very good security, at least compared to a heavy-duty padlock. For an attacker to get into the box and alter its contents, they will need to work much harder to get past the padlock compared to the string. We can use the word work here in the thermodynamic sense, energy being used to perform an action. In order to break into the box, there is a minimum amount of work we would expect the assailant to have done. The minimum amount of work to break the padlock is obviously higher than the string, so we consider the padlock more secure. Keep that point in mind. Breaking into a more secure box requires more work. You cannot fake the work. You either have the resources to cut the lock or not. He goes on by saying, so let's go back to the Bitcoin mining. When a miner is hashing to find a valid proof of work, they are doing work by expending energy as computational cycles. The proof of work function is devised such that we can expect a certain amount of work to be done on average in order for the miner to find a valid block. You can think of this proof of work as the lock that has been put on the block. In order for an attacker to alter the history of transaction, they will have to perform on average this same amount of work, spending energy, a real resource, in order to find a new valid proof of work and replace the block, breaking the lock as in our example from above. Thus, the history of transaction is secured by miners spending energy to create proof of work that is required for a block to be valid. More energy spent mining creates more secure lock. Since a malicious miner would be expected to spend an equal amount of energy in order to break it. Miners are incentivized to continue building upon old blocks, thus piling one lock on top of another lock on top of another lock. And it is this mechanism which allows the history of Bitcoin transactions to be considered secure. You know, I normally don't read so much, but I found that this metaphor with the locks in the box or whatnot made it pretty easy to understand. Drop a comment here in the population of the chat box. Let me know how you feel about proof of work as the padlock to the box. Kaboom to the boomers. Thanks again, Bit Papa, for the 5. I appreciate you. I love it when you call me Bit Papa, says Marlon Jones. Indeed. Much love, fam. Thank you, Bit Papa. I appreciate you. CryptoZilla says, just keep what you have in your bags close to your chest. Indeed. Champ, I was listening to Richard Hart, and he says it doesn't matter proof of work or proof of stake. 51% attacks are not profitable and rarely done. He says, why do you need the strongest lock when no one is robbing? Yeah, you know, that's assumed no one wants to rob, though, out there, Marlon. And I doubt that. Bit Papa says, I love it when you call me Bit Papa. I only buy coins if the price is proper. All right. He only buys coins if the price is proper. Indeed, Bit Papa. Shout out to you. D-Rock says the issue with proof of work is the 51% attack. If a crypto is centralized, it could be manipulated by controlling power. Indeed. Indeed. And if you could continue to read this thread, people, they address the 51% attack over here in this next response here by Jay Baxzook, and you could continue reading this thread, and I have it linked down below, so if you guys want to explore it more, but you know, I think it gives a quick summary with a metaphor as to why proof of work is valuable. I'm all about proof of work, but I'm cautious to which crypto I purchase. Too many BS coins. Right. And I guess what this is saying is that, you know, the more mining power, the more secure the lock is. And as we know, Bitcoin blockchain has the most hash power, the most computer power behind it out of any other coin. Therefore, it's the most secure blockchain, according to the data and the explanation that I'm sharing here. Queen's Racist says, thank you for that, champ. You're welcome. I found that a pretty easy way to understand it. And if you want to read that over again, and, you know, it's only a couple paragraphs there you could read over, and, you know, that way you can kind of get more of an understanding as to why this proof of work is secure. Now, proof of stake offers security as you stakeholders are incentivized to behave on the blockchain. Indeed. And I think that this is not a debate as to what's better, proof of work or proof of stake. Absolutely not. There is no debate right now. Some may debate proof of stake is better as far as saving energy and resources in the real world. Some think that it's the next wave after proof of work. I'm not getting into that right now. I think that right now I don't have that data on hand to actually give a good debate on either side. I tend to go with proof of work, but you know, I'm not against proof of stake. You know, I'm into EOS and other coins as well. One thing that does come to mind, though, with proof of stake coins is that, you know, to get things running, the coins need to exist in order for them to stake them. So who's creating the coins to begin with? You see what I'm saying?